The first question ever asked. A young Homo habilis, roughly 2 million years ago, picks up a stone. But unlike their predecessors who simply saw it as a stone, this individual tilts their head and thinks, what if? This moment, this tilted head, might just be the birth of human curiosity, though not in the way you'd expect. Modern neuroscience would later reveal that this simple head tilt activated ancient reward pathways in their brain, flooding it with dopamine, the same chemical that makes us feel pleasure today. The itch we can't scratch. Curiosity isn't just a gentle nudge toward knowledge. It's an evolutionary itch we can't scratch. But here's the twist. What if our curiosity isn't actually about finding answers at all? Science tells us there's something called the information gap theory, the sweet spot between what we know and what we want to know. Like a cat chasing a laser pointer, we're most curious when the gap isn't too small, boring, or too large, overwhelming. It's the chase itself that matters. Consider this. Every time you fall into a Wikipedia rabbit hole at 3 a.m., you're not really seeking specific information. You're experiencing what I call the cognitive sparkle, that delicious mental tingle when your brain encounters something new and unexpected. Scientists have actually mapped this sparkle. Your striatum lights up like a Christmas tree, your dopamine pathways flood with pleasure, and your memory centers snap to attention. It's the same sensation that made our ancestors poke suspicious-looking logs with sticks, and it's what makes us click on articles about quantum physics when we should be sleeping. The dark side of wonder. Here's something we rarely discuss. Curiosity has a shadow side. The same drive that pushed us to create medicines also led us to explore poisons. The impulse that helped us master fire also led to burning questions about destruction. Yet this duality isn't a flaw in our programming, it's a feature. Research shows we have two distinct types of curiosity: epistemic, knowledge-seeking, and perceptual, sensation-seeking. Both were crucial for survival, regardless of their moral implications. The curiosity paradox. Here's where it gets really interesting. In our modern world, we've created something unprecedented, a curiosity feedback loop. Think about it. Every answer we find spawns 10 new questions. We solved the mystery of atoms, only to discover quantum mechanics. We mapped the human genome, only to realize we don't understand most of what it does. Studies show that curiosity physically changes our brains, making them more receptive not just to the subject of our curiosity, but to all learning. We're the first species in Earth's history to be curious about our own curiosity. The social conspiracy theory. What if curiosity isn't actually an individual trait at all? Recent research has identified something called social curiosity, our distinctive drive to understand others' thoughts and behaviors. Consider this radical notion. What we call individual curiosity might actually be a collective phenomenon, like a distributed processing system. When you're curious about something, you're actually plugging into humanity's shared processing power. Your individual curiosity is just one node in a vast network of human wondering. This explains why curiosity seems to cluster, why entire societies suddenly become obsessed with particular questions at particular times. The Renaissance wasn't just a period of increased individual curiosity. It was a curiosity cascade, a social chain reaction of questions and discoveries. The evolution of curiosity's language. Consider this peculiar fact. Every human language has words for curiosity, but they all encode slightly different meanings. The German Neugier literally means greed for what's new. The Japanese Kokishin combines characters for fond, strange, and heart. The Arabic Fudul shares roots with words meaning both virtue and excess. Each language reveals a different facet of how cultures have grappled with this fundamental drive. Scientists studying the evolution of language have found that curiosity-related words appear early in every known language's development, suggesting that the need to express and share our wondering is as fundamental as our need to name tools or describe dangers. Perhaps curiosity shaped language itself. After all, what better way to satisfy our hunger for knowledge than to create tools for sharing it? The quantum nature of curiosity. Here's a mind-bending parallel. Curiosity behaves remarkably like quantum particles. Just as quantum particles exist in multiple states until observed, our curiosity exists in multiple potential states until we focus it. And like quantum entanglement, one person's curiosity can instantaneously affect another's, creating what researchers call curiosity contagion, the tendency for curious behavior to spread through social networks at speeds that seem to defy classical models of information transmission. Studies of classroom dynamics have shown that a single curious student can elevate the inquisitive behavior of an entire class, creating a kind of curiosity field that influences even traditionally disengaged learners. This quantum-like behavior of curiosity might explain why creative breakthroughs often occur simultaneously in different parts of the world, without any direct communication between the discoverers. The curiosity economy. We rarely think about it, but we're living in the first era of human history where curiosity has become a commodity. Social media algorithms are designed to exploit our curiosity gaps, creating endless loops of engagement. Clickbait headlines weaponize our need to know. Streaming services optimize their thumbnails to trigger our exploratory instincts. Yet paradoxically, research shows that this commercialization of curiosity might be dampening our natural inquisitiveness. When everything is designed to grab our attention, we develop what psychologists call curiosity fatigue, a defensive dulling of our exploratory instincts. Perhaps this explains why, despite having unlimited information at our fingertips, we often feel less genuinely curious than when we had to work harder to find answers. The mindfulness of not knowing. Here's a counterintuitive finding from recent studies. Some of the most curious people are those who've learned to be comfortable with not knowing. This state of mindful uncertainty, what Zen Buddhists call beginner's mind, actually enhances our capacity for genuine curiosity. Brain scans of experienced meditators show increased activity in both curiosity-related and uncertainty-tolerant regions of the brain. This suggests that true curiosity might not be about rushing to fill knowledge gaps, but about learning to sit comfortably in the space of uncertainty, allowing questions to mature and deepen before seeking answers. The future of wonder. Here's the most provocative thought. What if our current understanding of curiosity is as primitive as medieval understanding of electricity? Research into artificial intelligence has revealed something startling. Curiosity might be fundamental to any advanced cognitive system, whether biological or artificial. As we stand at the frontier of enhanced human cognition, we might be approaching a new threshold. Perhaps we're evolving from Homo sapiens, knowing man, to Homo curiosus, curious man, where our defining characteristic isn't our knowledge, but our ability to generate ever more sophisticated questions. The anti-conclusion. Traditional essays about curiosity end with answers. This one ends with questions because that's what curiosity is really about. But here's the beautiful contradiction. Curiosity is both our crown and our cross, a gift wrapped in thorns. Next time you feel that familiar tug of curiosity, remember, you're not just asking a question. You're participating in humanity's oldest and most successful strategy for survival. You're engaging in a behavior as ancient as stone tools and as modern as quantum computing. You're scratching an itch that has driven our species from caves to stars. But perhaps we should pause here, in this moment of wonder, and ask ourselves, what price are we willing to pay for knowledge? As we stand at the threshold of unprecedented discoveries, from Mars colonies to artificial consciousness, our curiosity pulls us forward like a cosmic tide. Yet each answer we uncover seems to carry its own weight, its own responsibility. Will we create entities that surpass our comprehension? Will we unravel mysteries that challenge the very essence of what it means to be human? Here's a thought that both thrills and terrifies. What if our greatest discoveries lie not in the stars above, but in the questions we dare to ask together? Imagine a future where curiosity becomes our universal language, where the pursuit of knowledge transcends borders and beliefs, uniting us not just as individuals, but as a species of wanderers standing on our small, blue cosmic stage. And so, dear curious mind, as you add your own question mark to humanity's endless sentence of wonder, remember this: you're not just seeking answers, you're participating in the greatest experiment of all, the human adventure of discovery. The door to tomorrow stands open, crafted from the timber of our questions. What will you dare to ask next?